Now we're going to move on to direct material variances. The thing about direct material variances is that we need to be careful here. Unlike the direct labor variances, or what we're going to see is that there's going to be a difference in terms of when we deal with actuals. What we're going to have here is we're going to be looking at a difference in actual quantity that's going to be purchased versus actual quantity consumed. So similar, but before we get into those differences, I want to get into our discussion about the different types of variances. Just as we had before, we have our materials price variance. And so here, what would be dealing with is for the amount purchased, let's say for the quantity purchased, did we spend more or less than we should have, than the standard? And so here we would take the so we would look at the quantity purchase. We would compare the actual price with the standard price. And so again, this is going to be for the quantity purchased. So when we look at this actual quantity, so the actual quantity here equals actual quantity purchased. When we look at the material quantity variance, and another way we could think about this, as we did before, this could be material usage or efficiency if you want to compare back to the labor variance. The idea here is that we will be looking at the we're going to be at the standard price. Did we use more or less? Did we use more or less of the materials? So this comparison, then, so we'd be holding at the standard price. We would be comparing the actual quantity used with the standard quantity. So this distinction here, the actual quantity purchased is going to be different from the actual quantity used. Well, let me just say it very well could be different from the actual quantity used. So in comparison with the direct labor variances, so just moving back here for a second, this actual hours at standard price, these two items right here are the same. And so it's the quantity, so we could go from the actual hours, actual price, and compare with the standard hours at standard price, and that's how we have that total. This is going to be somewhat different with the direct material variances, and so that you're not going to be able to explain this entire total as far as the total total variance is concerned. And we'll get into that in a moment.